afternoon everyone, and welcome to my vlog. My name's Jeanette Clegg. I'm better known on Instagram and Facebook as Crafty Cleggs, and I also have a little shop on Etsy called Crafty Cleggs Creations. It's a bit of a miserable dull day today. It's Monday, 7th of October? And it's my day off, don't work on a Monday, so I've been busy doing all sorts of chores this morning, and basically just doing the most boring things that us women sometimes have to do. So I thought while I had a free afternoon, it's been a while since I've been on here. I know that I put a little video up of my little tour of the craft room, which thank you very much for watching. But other than that, I haven't really spoke to you since, well, my treatment finished really. Oh, excuse me. My radiotherapy finished 10 days ago now. And I have to say, my skin is pretty red raw at the moment. It's blistered, it's sore, it looks like it's severely sunburnt. And yeah, feeling a little bit sorry for itself. But that's what they said would happen, and sure enough it has. If I'm honest with you, not coping very well at the moment. Well, it's not that I'm not coping, I'm just, I didn't expect, I thought I was going to just sail through it. I just thought I'd have the operation, I'd have the radiotherapy, and life would go back to normal. And I hate to admit it, but I don't think life is ever going to be normal. Well, the normal that I know again. It is affecting me a little bit more than I thought it would. In the respect of, I can't sleep anymore. Not that I was ever a good sleeper before, but I'm not sleeping very well. And when I do sleep, I keep having horrendous dreams that I'm going to die. And I know I am eventually. But yeah, I keep having not nice dreams. Keep dreaming about that. Feeling a bit fed up really. We're going on. We've got a really busy month actually, and I should be stop being so miserable and just get on with it, because we've got lots of things to look forward to. As you all know, my daughter is getting engaged. Well, has got engaged, and not this weekend coming, but the weekend after. It's her engagement party. And then the weekend after that, myself, my husband and my stepson and his wife and our grandchildren, we're all off to America for our 2-week holiday. So you'd think I'd be feeling a little bit more chipper. And I'm not, I'm not mopsing round and being depressed, but I know I'm definitely not myself. So I might give them a call at the hospital, because they did say to me that no matter what I was struggling with, whether it be a wound or the soreness or my mind playing tricks on me, the cancer nurse did tell me a while back, she said to me, that they can fix the cuts and bruises as such, like the scars, and they can give me the radiotherapy and that. She said, but the biggest thing to heal, or the biggest problem that cancer patients have, are the minds. They play tricks on them, and yeah, I think maybe I might need somebody to talk to. I mean, I feel a bit of a fraud really, because other than my mind not being right, I've sailed through it, and there's a lot worse out there than me, but they just seem to, they say everybody's a patient and everybody needs seen to, and they're absolutely wonderful really. So I think I am going to go back. I don't know whether to go and have my holiday first, because somebody did tell me that when you go on holiday, you even have a break from being worried when you're on holiday. It sort of lifts your mood. So I don't know whether to go on holiday first, get, some sunshine on my back and have some fun with my family and, enjoy the children. You never know, that might just give me the kick up the backside that I need. Anyway, I don't want to keep harping on about being miserable, because nobody wants to listen to anybody being miserable and sad, do they? And that's not what this is about. I just wanted to share and let you know how I was feeling really. What forgot to talk to you about? Right. I had a busy weekend. This weekend we went fabric, when I say we, my husband and I, we went fabric shopping. We made tea bread. We did food shopping. Well, when I say I've done the garden, I mowed the lawn because we had a reprieve from rain for about 40 minutes and it was getting that long, the grass in the back garden. I thought, if I don't go out and do the lawn now, it's just going to be overgrown when it comes to being able, you just couldn't go in it. So it looks a mess because I shouldn't have cut it, but I did. And so I tidied that up. That's all tidied up, the garden, and just generally done chores and that bits and pieces around the house. My husband made some, well, he calls them power balls, but are they energy balls? I made muesli. We've had a really busy weekend of cooking, really. Last weekend sorry, I'm having a bit of a hot flush. Last weekend we made our Christmas cake, so I've fed that at weekend as well. Pricked my little holes in it and poured my brandy down it, and so yeah, that'll be luscious for Christmas. And that's it really. I've not done anything else this weekend other than that. Last weekend, my friend and I, Sue, we went to Yarndale for the day. And again, it absolutely poured down. I mean, it was non-stop. There was floods. There was a landslide. I think it stopped the trains from running in Skipton where the Wool Festival was. It was just horrendous. But it didn't stop us from going to Yarndale. Sue and I had a brilliant day. We got wet. But it didn't stop us. It's held in a massive, it's not a cow shed. I don't really know what they call it. I call it a cow shed. It's absolutely massive. And because the rain was so bad, it leaked in there as well. A lot of the vendors had to cover up a lot of the wools and one thing and another to obviously stop it getting messed up and damp. I will put the clip in. I did do a little bit of filming, so I will put the clip in for you to see. I dropped off my charity bears that I'd knitted. There's a little bit of a clip there, and I did treat myself to some nice goodies which I will show you later. And other than that, I've got nothing else to tell you really about my life, but I have been I've had a bit of a funny old time these past couple of weeks with my projects. I've started things. I started a cowl, I didn't like it so I pulled it back. I started a pair of mittens, I didn't like the yarn so I pulled it back. I've not really been in a very good place for knitting and crocheting this past couple of weeks. I don't know what's up with me. I think I'm snapping out of it now. I feel a little bit better. So when I'm like that, I just get to my sewing machine and do a bit of sewing because it's just easy. So I'll show you the couple of things that I've been making regarding the sewing. I will, when I go on holiday in a couple of weeks to America, I will be taking, even though I'll probably buy lots of things in America, yarns and fabrics and stuff like that, I will be taking something to do, especially going over on the plane. We are flying, we're with British Airways, but I think British Airways work alongside American Airways. Now, because obviously we used to live in the States and we've used American Airlines quite a few times, Tim and I do know that you're allowed to take knitting needles and crochet hooks on the aeroplane with you. So I've made myself, or I'm halfway in doing it, making myself a new project bag. And here it is. It's not finished yet. It's quite a big one, as you can see. And I couldn't decide whether to do a tote bag, a zipper, or drawstring. Anyway, I've decided I'm going to do a drawstring. It's going to be quite a big one, but what my husband always says, what holds a lot holds a little. So it's not finished yet. It's still got to be lined. And obviously put the channel in for the drawstring. So yeah, I've made that and quilted it. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bit of quilt. I don't know, you might not be able to. There's a bit of quilting on there. I've done a bit of quilting, but not much. Anyway, so I've made that for myself. Hopefully that I'll get that finished before the weekend. I think the family are coming over this weekend to have Sunday lunch, or we're going to them. I don't think we've quite decided yet, so I could do with getting that done, because Sunday will be a full day of taking up with the family. And then this other thing, I bought this, it came in a kit, and I bought this about maybe June time. I've bought a couple of patterns and quite a bit of fabric from this place, this shop called, I think it's Tiki's of London. And they did have a bricks and mortar shop, but unfortunately they've closed it down. I think you can still buy their patterns online. And when they was closing down, they had everything, well, not a lot of the things, they had a half price sale. So I bought myself this little miniature quilt. It's a little freeform scenery miniature quilt pattern. It's just a really small quilt, and it would come with the pattern and all the materials. It's nice, that, isn't it? So I'm going to make that, and maybe put some embellishments on it, and just play around with it really, and have some fun. So yeah, I might start that. I was going to say this weekend, but I know I won't, because I won't have time. Anyway, so that's another thing. And it's getting to that time of year where, I know nobody likes saying it, but the C word, Christmas. So I've just, we went out yesterday, my husband and I, to one of the, well, it's not local, we're in just outside Oldham, and this shop's in Bolton, called Habercarn. Anyway, we went there to get some Christmas fabrics, because I wanted to make my grandchildren some Christmas stockings. And to say that it's not that far away from Christmas, I know it's 8 weeks, but really in the grand scheme of things, that's not long, is it? The Christmas fabric selection was absolutely bob. It was really rank. Anyway, my husband said to me, he said, why do we have to go down the route of Christmas? Why can we not do something completely different? And with the new Toy Story movie coming out, and us going to, well, they're going to Disneyland, we're not. We are, but not to stay with them. We'll just be having a few days in there with them. I decided to make them Toy Story Christmas stocking. So I've only made one. It's a bit big, you can't get it all in. It's Toy Story, can you see that? And I don't know whether to embroider the children's name here, or whether to just leave it like that, whether it might be a bit busy. But I did think about maybe putting some of these in my shop. Obviously, if somebody else wanted Christmas fabrics and one thing or another, I could make them in whatever they want. So yes, if anybody's interested, because I don't want to put them in if you don't think anybody would be interested, just comment below and let me know what you think. If you think it's worth putting a couple in, let me know, and I will do. Obviously, I'll do them in Christmassy ones. So that, I made that, finished making that this morning. So that's my sewing. Oh, Strictly Sock Along, disaster, absolute disaster. As you know, Sue and I went away a few weeks ago, and we sat knitting quite happily our socks, watching Strictly, doing the Strictly Sock Along with Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful. Excuse me, my eyes itch. Anyway, I came home, I turned the heel, I came home, I'd finished it. I even managed to do the Kitchener stitch for my toe. I was so pleased. But whilst we was away, obviously I'd been chatting when we were there, and I hadn't been concentrating, and I dropped a stitch, but hadn't noticed I'd dropped a stitch. Anyway, Sue said to me, just pick it up and put it on a pin. And when you're finished, you can just whip stitch it in, and, you know, no one will ever notice. Anyway, my eyesight isn't the best. I definitely think I need new glasses, and my eyesight isn't the best. So, and I do have a light over my chair downstairs where I work in the evening for my knitting and crocheting. And even with the light on, I tried to pick up the stitch, and anyway, half an hour later, there was 30 stitches dropped. And because I'm not having such a good time with things at the moment, I'd lost my temper, and I pulled it all back. The entire sock. So I went from having one Strictly sock done in 2 weeks to having nothing done. So last Saturday, I had to start again. So it's in the same bag with the same sparkle. And this is how far I've got. But this time I put an accent. This is one of my minis. I don't know where I got it from, but it's a really good match. I was really pleased with the match. Yeah, I don't know where I got this mini from. But it's the same wool from Lay Family Yarns. I just rewound the skein. So I'm at the part now where I have to shape the back of the heel and then finish turning. So I can't talk, and I can't do that at night time while my husband's there because he chit chats to me and I lose count, and because I'm not very good with socks, I'm still practicing. So that'll have to be done maybe on Wednesday on my next day off when I'm by myself. So that's that done. And I've nothing else to show you that I've finished. Like I say, I've started things and couldn't cope and getting really cross with myself. So I haven't really finished anything off. But I've got a lot of things to make. Let me show you. So from Yarndale, this was my haul from Yarndale. I've always wanted a pair of sock blockers, but I wanted the ones, I can't remember what the store was called, but they had some beautiful sock blockers and they had little rabbits on them, but she'd run out. She hadn't got my size. Anyway, I have got a website address and I will eventually buy a pair, but me being me had to have some. So I just got these simple sock blockers. They do the job, don't they? And again, I can't remember where these was from, but again, they're just simple sock blockers and they'll do the job. Well, they would do if I could get a pair of socks finished. Hopefully, by Christmas time, there'll be socks on these with a bit of luck. They should be, because I have seen a couple of patterns that I really liked. Jules from So Remy, she's just released a new pattern, the Brambleberry socks. I'm sure if you follow Jules, you've already seen these. So I've downloaded that pattern and I'm going to use this skein that I got. I actually bought this skein of yarn in Barcelona when I went a couple of years ago. So I'm going to use that. It is called, I bet I won't be able to pronounce this, Sock Una Trocchia. Trocchia? Anyway. And I don't think the colour wave, oh dear, what a name for a colourway. Tobacco. Anyway, there you go. So yeah, so what I need is a mini to do the bobbles on. So I don't know I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but there's a little bit of yellow in it. So I might have a mini somewhere that's got yellow in it. So that's my next pair of socks when I finish these ones. And then, if I'm not content with one pair, this is my bag from Rachel from So Remy. This is the bag that I got in my Huga box. This is my badge from Christie's. This is my badge from Yarndale. And this one is of the world that my daughter sent. So, this is from Kay Jones, from, is it Bryony Bears? Don't know, can't remember. Anyway, I love these ones too. It's called Peter. And I've actually, if you wait there, I'll show you, I've got some fantastic fabric. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I've got some really nice fabric that I could make. A sock bag to do my Peter Rabbit. But I haven't got any yarn for that yet. Well, I have got some sock yarn actually, let me show you, but I don't think it'd work very well with that because I got this when I went to Bath in the summer to see my daughter. I can't remember the name of the shop, not good with names, I'm not going to lie, but I got these to make a pair of striped socks. And I did think about doing the Peter socks in them, but I do actually think they look better with just like an accent one and maybe, you know, a speckled one. So I don't know. I might try that, but I might have to buy some new yarn. So I got that from Yarndale. Oh, no, I didn't get that from Yarndale. Oh, I tell you, totally losing it. Just ignore me. I got that from Bath. The next thing I'm going to show you, I love this company. This lady dyes some beautiful, beautiful yarns, and her and her husband are such beautiful people as well. We had a really nice little chat to her when we went to Yarndale, and it's from Lay Family Yarns again. I do like these yarns, and let me show you. Oh gosh, look at that. I wanted to wind these up. I'll show you individually. Look at that. Beautiful. And I'm going to make a shawl with this. I don't know if you can see the colours. That one is 75% merino and 25% nylon. And that one's called Machino. This one is called Machinerette. I think that's what it says. And this one is called Friends Who Knit Together. And I think, oh look at that, I think I'm going to make Find My Fade with that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm still looking at shawl patterns, but I think that's what I'm going to make, and I think that's the one I'm going to take to America with me. Because it'd be nice to knit a shawl if it's really warm in the evening and we have got a spare half hour. Oh, sorry, my batteries. And we have got a spare half hour to do some knitting. I think it'd be nice and enjoyable, that one. This next thing that I'm going to do for myself is the Dainty Dots Hat. I first saw this, Deborah from Meanwhile at the Castle had made it. So I downloaded the pattern and I'm going to use this one. Can you see that? Everybody keeps popping up on my phone today. And this is from Knit Global. And it's called Paradise. So I'm going to make that Dainty Dots in it. I think that'll be nice, that. Get a really nice furry pom-pom. Be nice for the winter for walking my dog, that. And then the last thing, but it's over here, so let me just get it. Won't be a second. I got this from Yarndale as well. I've spoken to a few people at Yarndale. I've always, for some time now, wanted to have a go at dyeing my own yarn. And really, never really been brave enough. And I don't know why I don't feel like I'm brave enough to do these things. It's ridiculous. I think it's an age thing, to be fair. Anyway, I got talking to a lady at Yarndale and she said to me, just go for it, do it, have a go. What's the worst that can happen? I can ruin some yarn and maybe, you know, get a bit of dye everywhere, but who cares, you know. So I just bought a simple kit, and apparently there's everything that I need in here to do some dyeing. So I bought this from one lady, and then I bought 100 grams of 75% merino and 25% nylon. There's 425 metres. And I don't know whether to do them all separately and have a go at doing all different colours, or doing them all one colour. I think I'm going to have a go at doing them all different colours. So I don't know when I'm going to get to do this. I am off on Wednesday and I'm off on Friday this week. I work Tuesdays and Thursdays, so there is a chance that I might be able to get this done. But you know, the weeks run away with you. They just romp on, don't they, before you know it's weekend again, and you know. Anyway, so that's that. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. A bit of a shop update. I have in my Etsy shop I have 2 or 3, can't remember now, but I've got 2 or 3 Halloween bags, and I want to try and get all the stuff out of my shop. I would love to sell it all, don't get me wrong, but I'd love to get all the stuff out of my shop ready for Christmas, because I have got I've got quite a few, maybe 3 or 4, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll show you next time because it's romping on this video, but I have got some beautiful Liberty fabrics, and I just thought I would make some really simple, really nice project bags, and it's Liberty Christmas fabric, so I thought I'd make some of those. Maybe some stockings, I don't know, and I am going to, I've ordered some charms and findings for my project keepers, and my stitch markers. I've got my polymer clay out again, so I'm going to have a go at my polymer clay. So yeah, there's going to be all sorts in my shop, but I don't know, because I'm not good with it, and I'm sure I'll get better with practice, but I'm not really sure how to do a discount in my Etsy shop. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've changed the prices on all my Halloween bags. So if you fancy a Halloween bag, they are reduced quite a lot, so might be a good chance to treat yourself. So just go in and have a look if you fancy a Halloween bag. Like I said, don't know how to do the 15%, but I've knocked it off the actual price. Another thing I just wanted to quickly tell you about, my husband designed this is my logo. I don't know if you can see that. That's my shop logo, and my husband designed these pins for me, which, there you go. So those are in my shop as well if you want to head over and get one of those. Quite a nice, I think they are anyway. I'm biased because they're mine, but quite a nice pin, so if you want to head over and get yourself one of them. Then I've got 3 different types. These aren't in the shop yet, but I will put these in maybe tonight or sometime Wednesday when I'm off. Some DPN holders. This is all Liberty fabric, so there's going to be some of them in. And it's just the, you know, the standard with the snaps and lined, but like it is all done in the Liberty fabric. And then I've just got one. I had some of this fabric left over. I did a giveaway for Debbie at Meanwhile at the Castle, and I just had a little bit left over, so I've quilted one and done a quilted one in that one. So those will be going in my shop soon. And that's it really. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry if I've rambled a little bit. Can't you tell I don't get much adult conversation in the daytime? But thank you very much for watching. Do like and subscribe. It will encourage me to keep making these videos, knowing that people are coming back to watch them. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye. Just mixed up my tea bread. Mixed it all together. Lined it with greaseproof paper, my baking tin. I'm just about to pop it in the oven now. Give it 45 minutes to an hour, see what it looks like. Okay, this is our day out in Yarndale. This is the entrance where you go through to the Yarn Fest, and there's always what you've made on display there. These are all the teddy bears that we'd made that was on display. There were so many of them, all different kinds, as you can see. There was, what does it say, 1807 bears was made by the Yarndale community, which was fabulous. These are the Yarndale sheep. Every year the sheeps are designed and a new coat is put on them. This is a picture of livestock. Every now and then there's livestock dotted around the show, which was lovely. These are 1 year what we all, the knitting community and the crochet community did, the mandalas that's on display there, and they're on display every year there, which is lovely to see. Back to more livestock. This little black alpaca had quite a character. There's all different kinds of breeds of sheep around.
They do smell a little bit. Oh, excuse my finger there. It will go out of the way in a second. Yeah, the smell because the actual event is in a cow shed. It's a massive cow shed, but it's still a cow shed, and the smell can be a little bit overpowering. Oh, this lady was very clever. She was a real character. She was telling me all about her mittens that she had designed, and she was showing me this that one of her friends had made for her. Do look away if you're easily offended, because it comes complete with men's testicles.